And we're back! Which can mean only one thing. It's time for the kayfabe issues! Tonight...
Oh, you were not aware of this? Your posterior better contact someone at once!
Yeah, tonight we have the toss-up where Omega BR and Gunner will debate tonight's topic, which is Total Divas should actually be about the Bella's Bows, John Cena and Daniel Bryan, and their diva-ish attitude off-screen, such as Cena demanding a Chuck E. Cheese pizza in his dressing room, and Bryan basically being the white, slightly less bearded Naomi Campbell. Gunner, that is your argument. You have 3 minutes.
Wait, so you're saying that the show that's going to go on the air isn't going to be about John Cena and Daniel Bryan?
No, you're arguing that it should be that, and also your time is ticking.
That it should be that, or should
yes.
not? It should be. Okay. Oh, it should be. Absolutely. What are you talking about, bro? I mean, I want to see John Cena be a diva. That would be hilarious. I mean, have you seen the picture with him holding the Divas Championship and the pink lipstick and the pink hat and all of that stuff? I mean, I understand it was Photoshop, and it's like, you know, it's slight gender bending. I mean, it would be great for the LGBT community. I mean, be a star campaign. I mean, I know that's about bullying, but come on now. If the LGBT community saw John Cena wear pink, or, like, you know, came out in drag or something like that, not like Goldust, you know, because Goldust went full drag queen. Like, if John Cena started wearing, like, you know, eyeliner and makeup and lipstick, and, like, was like, I'm John Cena, and I'm a man, but I like wearing this stuff, and you saw an entire television show about that, the PR would be through the roof. I mean, like, his reputation is so tarnished anyway, and the kids are going to love him anyway, no matter if he's wearing makeup or not. And he would be ideal for this sort of situation, because it could be a complete redefinition of what a gender-bending person could be. I mean, Daniel Bryan, for example, I mean, come on. If I haven't seen a bear, a little bear, in my entire life, you're not looking at Daniel Bryan's beard. I mean, come on. That's the envy of gay guys everywhere. And I mean, if it came out that he was bisexual for some reason, and not Orlando Jordan bisexual, because I understand that Orlando Jordan bisexual means I'm going to spray cream all over myself and descend from the roof of the Impact Zone, and have that be the most tasteless segment ever. Whoever approved that should have been shot. I mean, like, if it came out that, you know, Daniel Bryan liked guys and liked girls and it was perfectly okay, and it wasn't played up to, like, some sort of gimmick, then, you know, and it came out in that show, I mean, like, this could be the most revolutionary show in all of wrestling history. I mean, first you have in the major four sports, you had recently the NBA had a gay player who was actively playing, and that's a first. You know, you don't do that.
And that's time.
Thank you. Jesus.
Thank God.
Let me tally up the points here. Carry the 5. Minus. Alrighty. Mega BR. Please argue that Total Divas should not be about the Bella's Bows, John Cena and Daniel Bryan, and their diva attitude off screen. You have 3 minutes.
3 minutes? 3 minutes? I don't have their music handy. Oh, God. But anyway...
Did somebody say 3 minutes? You are now sad because half of them are dead.
Anywho... yes,
I know we like to joke a lot here on this program, but Total Divas should, in fact, be about the divas themselves. Smart, sexy, beautiful, strong, independent, willing, able to fight very well. Yes, the Bella twins, they're not just a couple of Scottsdale streetwalkers.
Omega, but I have to interrupt you. You automatically win because Gunner interrupted you. So he forfeits and he loses again.
You see what the game here is? How many times I can lose, because I enjoy losing at this game, because everyone just lost the game.
Oh my god, we got some Vince McMahon shit here going on tonight. It's going further.
Yeah.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
With that said, let's go into fair or foul. We'll go up and down the list here of topics for the week, and our esteemed panelists will tell us whether these things are in fact fair or foul. We'll kick it off with the Triple H versus his whole damn family angle that's going on right now. Oh, Mega BR, tell us, oh wise and wonderful leader, is it fair or foul?
I'm gonna say foul, because I really don't care about Triple H and his family. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a I hate Triple H, the wrestler, because he married the boss's daughter, etc. thing. This is I just don't find Triple H interesting. I don't find him having a conflict with his family interesting. I don't find him having a conflict with the whole roster, including Jim Ross, interesting. It doesn't do anything for me. And I don't even know what the end game is, really. Is he going to take over the company from Vince? Is he going to have a rematch with Curtis Axel? And, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's really not very... Which is a shame, because the McMahons are usually pretty interesting, say what you will about them. But I don't get it, and I'm not liking it.
I believe his mic borked, so I'm going to go next. It's foul, because we already saw this at one point or another. I don't want to see it again. I really wish that Stephanie would stay off camera. Not saying that, Stephanie's not good eye candy or whatnot, but I would rather the McMahon family at this point stay off camera, unless it's something a little more precedent than Triple H should retire.
Alrighty, and God damn it.
We can hear you.
Master.
Right.
Yes, whenever he says "God damn it," an angel gets his wings, because it's usually about me. I'm going to say fair, because, love him or hate him, Vince on TV, the evil Mr. McMahon, he's always fun when he gets his comeuppance, and everybody knows I have a slight crush on Stephanie, so the just negative in this equation is, of course, Triple H. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm going to say fair.
Alrighty, and on to someone whose opinion I actually value. Vassar, is it fair or is it foul?
I'm going to say it's foul, just as it's... I'd hate seeing Stephanie being the middleman between Triple H and the whole of Vince McMahon, and this should end. Rather it be a match between them where he kills Vince, or just them somehow writing off the script.
Steffi in between Vince and Triple H. Why did my brain automatically go to fan fiction right there?
Because you are a sick little man. Let's see on.
He's actually like 6'10", bro. No, really, he is. I'm not kidding.
6'5", but who's counting?
Exactly, that's my point.
So, anyways, on to things that really matter. All these.
I wouldn't want to meet Netchester in a dark alley.
Or a light alley, for that matter.
I don't think anyone would ever want to meet Netchester. Fucking little cool. Yeah. So all these Shield matches, Shield versus Orton and Hell No matches, all over WWE TV. Fair or foul? Oh, Megabar.
I'm torn because, like I said earlier, not that they're not great matches and stuff, but you can't just read. It's like Kofi Kingston facing, whoever he's facing for, 6 weeks straight, every Raw, every SmackDown. You just can't repeat it over and over again and expect these guys to bust out different stuff. So far, they've done a pretty good job, like last week and Bryan in his showcase, but, I think if it continues, now that they actually seem to be kind of leaning toward breaking up, hell no. I think if you continue it any further, it'll be foul. So far, it's been fair enough.
And Gunner.
Bueno. Because it's the top tier talent at the moment that's healthy, that isn't in the title scene really, and it's getting the Shield over. I find it fair because, like with the Nexus would only have a segment or two a night. You would begin the show with the Nexus, and then you would end the show with the Nexus. And that was the problem with the Nexus. They weren't really the kind of guys that would stick around for a match, necessarily speaking. But now with like the Shield and giving them super amounts of exposure, you're putting them right up there with the rest of the crew. So if and they won titles already, and so I mean, these guys are set for life, basically. Roman, I'm a little worried about, but the other two are pretty much set. I hope Roman doesn't fall to the side and becomes random big guy number 4, like King is occasionally, and Big Show, and Khali. I really want to see a big Roman Reigns, like a year from now, 2 years from now, a big Roman Reigns push. And getting behind Roman Reigns, not as Roman Reigns as the Shield, but Roman Reigns. Here's an interesting question I have for you all. What if the Shield lasts for years? Years, literally years.
That would be awesome. But I have to interject here because this is my fucking segment, and I don't know.
It was just my rambling, bro.
Netchester, fair or foul?
Glad that you got that over with. Well, I think it's perfectly fair. I mean, these guys have been all giving us great matches, and I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Hell no, and the Shield. As far as Orton and Daniel Bryan teaming up, I don't know about that. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm sort of the mind that it's going okay right now, but if they push it too much farther, then it's going to be foul.
And the
I'm going to say that's I'm going to call Cosby.
Yes. I'm going to call it fair just because they've been putting out a lot of great matches so far, and as long as they end it soon and don't drag it out forever, and it's going to be a good thing, and hopefully Shield can go on to murdering other people very soon.
Alrighty, and on to the next one here. Very quickly, let's do this. Antonio Cesaro is apparently German now. Nobody knows why. Omega BR! Fair or foul?
Well, I'd say foul if they just decide to up and change his mantra without warning. You know, his Titantron and everything has the German colors on it now, and he's not wearing his ring vest, or ring jacket. So it's one thing to change a character, it happens all the time, you know, like the Wyatt family, for example. But it's one thing to just do it on TV and not mention it, and just, you know what I mean.
As long as they don't change his finisher's name to Luftwaffe, I'm probably okay with it. Gunner! Fair or foul?
Foul. They should have just kept pushing him. He was doing just fine before.
Typical WWE. Net gesture.
Unfortunately, this is pretty foul, and if for no other reason, then now we're going to have to call the tremendously devastating move we all loved, formerly known as Swiss Death, now German Death, which has some creepy connotations if you know history.
Oh gee, I wonder why.
I made that joke already. Faster! The ever-loving
Thanks, Kaiser.
I'm gonna say it's foul because it's Kofi Kingston randomly not being Jamaican anymore all over again.
Except for Kofi Kingston wasn't actually Jamaican, and Cesaro is Swiss, isn't he? Or something? I don't know. He's a foreigner. Which is more than you could say for Kofi. Just being born in a foreign land isn't enough. Caitlin's admirer was apparently Biggie Langston the whole time, which was actually AJ pulling a prank. Omega BR, fair or foul?
She can pull my prank.
I wanted that joke!
I'm gonna say foul just because this was the most predictable outcome. And not that I know how it could have been miles better, but, it was
Cody
kind of...
and his mustache would have been miles better.
Well, it was kind of flat for what it was. Especially since they haven't really built up the fact that they're in a feud. That they always stop with AJ and Caitlyn, and considering their history, it's a real shame.
And Gunner.
I would have rather seen Big E go face and then get away as being the heavy. That would have been more interesting. Obviously scripted, but more interesting.
I would have been okay with that. Not just
Seriously, I don't know what you guys are talking about. We have absolutely no idea whatsoever about who the secret admirer was, and when Biggie started walking out, we were all like jaws to the floor.
GTV.
What?
What was GTV?
GTV. We haven't seen that in decades. What are you talking about?
That's my point.
Oh, okay. Oh, anyway.
Raw Anonymous General Manager, the secret admirer, it should have never been revealed.
Oh, is that what you were going with? Okay. Oh, yeah, it was revealed, and even as a swerve, I thought it was pretty funny. So, it's a good setup for a match. Good. Poor Caitlyn, she wants some revenge, so I'm gonna say it's fair.
I'm not saying that Big E drove the Black Hummer, but he does drive a Black Hummer.
God! Why did I not see that one?
You guys are disgusting tonight. Ever lovable Vassar, please tell us, is it fair or foul?
You know, Rikishi might have been driving, but guess who was in the passenger seat?
Oh, God!
You let me just say this.
Yes,
I'm going to I'm gonna say fair because God, my balls.
Okay. Well, finally, we have a former developmental wrestler is selling copies of his WWE contract. Omega BR, is it fair or is it foul?
Well, it's foul considering, that's private information that he shouldn't be trying to profit off of, but, I haven't really heard of anybody ever trying to do something like this, despite all the talent that's gone past through WWE and all this and that, and all the angry talents there have been, You would think, with all these rumors about backstage and how it works and Vince, that some more concrete stuff would come out, but it never has, really. But a contract would kind of, not that I think there would be anything very incriminating in the contract, but, it's still information that wouldn't get out otherwise.
I did not pay attention that whole time. Gunner! Is it fair or foul?
Well, from our standpoint, it's fair, because then you can make, forgeries and whatnot and be like, I have a WWE contract! Because that's kind of funny, Or you could play a rib on someone and hand them a WWE contract saying, dude, look at this. Blah, 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 blah. It's whatever. Call it fair. He's trying to make money.
Okay, that was kind of done. Net Dresser.
I don't know exactly what to say about this, so I'm just going to say fair and move on.
Wow, that was even dumber. Vassar.
I'm going to say foul because it's a contract between you and the WWE. Nobody else should have any part of it, even if you are trying to sell it just so somebody could be like, look, I have this contract.
I'm going to weigh in on this one and this one only and say fair on the condition that there is not a non-disclosure somewhere in that contract. If there is not a non-disclosure agreement somewhere in that contract, then he has every right to do with it whatever the hell he wants. Hopefully it gets out and we can all have a look at it and see what really goes on inside the developmental contracts, and maybe gain a better understanding of WWE's developmental system. And that, dear listeners, brings us to the end of the kayfabe issues and begins the wonderful journey to
Dairy Queen drive-through.
Alright, everybody, it's time for the Dairy Queen drive-through. With the ratings, it's going to be Vassar.
And now for the ratings. Starting off with TNA Impact on Thursday, June 6th. It scored a 0.91 rating, up from the year low 0.83 rating the show of last week, and the show averaged 1.1 million viewers. Last week's episode of WWE SmackDown scored a 1.91 cable rating with an average viewing audience of 2.676 million viewers. And finally, this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, the go home to WWE Payback, did an average viewing audience of 3.99 million viewers. Hour 1 drew 3.893 million, Hour 2 drew 4.085 million, and finally Hour 3 dropped to 3.992 million viewers. Overall, the show managed to get a 3.04 rating.
And with the birthdays, how about you, Yankum? You thought I was going to say Jester, weren't you?
Actually, you didn't hear me because I forgot to turn my mic back on. But I suggested Net Jester because I may or may not have intentionally neglected to look and see if there were any dead people on the list.
Well, you already lost, because I'm looking at number 2.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. Flying Fred Curry on the 12th. Also on the 12th, we have World's Strongest Man Mark Henry, Jerry Lynn, Terry Taylor, a.k.a. the Red Rooster. On the 13th, oh, I can't remember if this guy's alive or not, the Mountie, Jacques Rougeau. Didn't we do something about him dying a while back? He's dead, isn't he? I hope he's not dead.
Just keep going.
Garza is the one who's dead. Rougeau is still alive.
Sweet. Vincent on the 13th. Also Big Otto Wands. On the 14th, we have Bruiser Brody. Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. On the 15th, we have B.A. Brad Armstrong. The 15th, Scott Flash Norton. Chuck Palumbo. The 16th, we have number 1 Paul Jones. Masada from CZW. Pele Primu, I believe that is. And the Ultimate Warrior. And on the 17th, we have Bam Neely and Minoru Suzuki.
Now you know how it feels.
And now.
No, it's not.
I'm a jerk. Yes.
You are a jerk. No.
And now.
No, you are a jerk. Hold on, let me get the guy in here. Come here. Guy. Yes. I need you to do your thing. Okay. And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Why don't we just have that guy do it? He has a wonderful voice. Yes, this weekend, wrestling history, circa 1983, where Harley Race defeats Ric Flair in St. Louis, Missouri, win the NWA World Heavyweight title, beginning his 7th reign, the first wrestler ever to hold it 7 times, and ending Flair's first. As a result, Race vacated the NWA Missouri Heavyweight title, held since May 13th, and the NWA Central States Heavyweight title held since June 2nd, ending the 5th and 8th respective reigns of those titles. Circa 2002, where Steve Austin leaves Monday Night Raw in Atlanta without telling management, flying himself and his wife Deborah home in protest of facing and losing to Brock Lesnar with no prior build-up. The entire show had to be rewritten, including Ric Flair losing control of Raw to Vince McMahon, despite Flair being forced to be Austin's assistant due to a match result the previous week. WWE released a statement saying that Austin no longer was a part of the active WWE roster, although he would return before the year was up. And in 2006, the second ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view is held from the Hammerstein Ballroom, featuring a heavier WWE influence now that ECW was becoming an established third brand. The event was capped off with Rob Van Dam cashing in his Money in the Bank title opportunity and winning the WWE Championship against John Cena, who was heavily and viciously hated by the pro-ECW crowd, including one fan holding the now infamous "If Cena Wins, We Riot" banner. Paul Heyman would later christen it the ECW Championship, though Van Dam would choose to be recognized as champion of both companies. And that was this week in wrestling history.
Alright, folks, I'm being told that we have to go to a break. SmarkSnark.com, Facebook.com/SmarkSnark, Twitter.com/SmarkSnark, SmarkSnark@gmail.com. You can check out Super Blizzard at SuperBlizzard.com or at Super Blizzard. Check out his music, blah, blah, blah. We will be right back.